Matthew 19, one of my favorite statements. Jesus said these words. They asked Christ a question. Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any and what? Every reason. That's the Bahamians now, boy. They get divorced for any reason. You look at me funny, I get into the courtroom. You burn the food, forget that. That's it. It's out. That's it. You know, people just getting divorced for all kind of stuff today. He answered them, haven't you read that at the beginning, the Creator made them male and female? He ignored the question and went back to the recipe. They asked him about divorce. He went back to something different. He went back to male and female. He said divorce is not the problem. Divorce is a symptom. Something went wrong with the product that fell apart. And the product fell apart because the ingredients that were used were not right. Do you see the connection? Divorce comes from marriage. Marriage comes from male and female. He says if you have a divorce issue, it's because if you go down to the lowest denominator, something was wrong with the ingredients. If your cake is salty, what happened? Come on, tell me. You put salt in it before you bake it? In other words, it ain't the cake. Don't blame the cake. It's what you put in the cake. So the ingredients determine the product. We keep wanting the perfect cake and putting a lot of salt in the flour when we mix it. We keep expecting success when we are building with failure. We want perfection with defects. Somehow we think that a miracle happens at the altar. You know, that slow sign shoes and that big white dress. We figure, man, that person got to be perfect. That dress looked too nice. Sometimes the greatest curse is coming down the aisle. Or sometimes the biggest demon is waiting there with. And you smile all your way up to the demon. And your Father who loves you hands you over. Nothing changes in that church. Nothing. What came in goes out with you. That's life. So he says, look, he says the problem is something went wrong at the foundation level. The male and female was contaminated, he says. Something was not right with the individuals, the singles. So he took it back to the singles. He said God didn't make marriage first. He said no, the marriage is not God's main issue. God's main issue is male and female. He said that's what God began with. So he placed the priority where it belongs. And he says, for this reason should a man leave his mother and father and be united to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. What reason? The word there is beginning, male and female. Go back and find out what kind of male and female God used in the beginning. That's what makes the thing work. So any male after chapter 3 of Genesis, and any female after chapter 3 of Genesis, you got to pray hard. Because you got yourself a fallen male and a corrupted female, and you still want God's perfect product. That's what he's talking about. He's saying, look, God didn't start with the junk you guys are. Y'all are junk. Y'all got to come back and get fixed up first. Then try God's product again. And this is why we need to come to the manufacturer. Not to be religious. We need to get fixed. Because if you don't get him to fix you, you're going to fix somebody when you marry them. Unless you get the people in your life, they causing you more heartache than anyone could imagine. You like the person who loves you beating you up. It's confusing. So here's the issue then. Your marriage is only as good as your singleness. Write that down. People come to me all the time. I want you to pray for my marriage. I'm sitting there going, now let's see. Which one do I need to pray for? Her or him? Because marriage ain't the problem. You in the marriage. You, if it ain't working, you are part of this equation. A lady came one time, she says, the devil is in my marriage. I say, yep, you're right. There are two of them. You bring to the marriage what you are as a single, no more, no less. So don't walk around pretending that this thing is his fault or her fault. Listen, even in relationships, I'm not talking about, let's jump back from marriage a little bit. Let's go back just to relationships. Here you are, you meet somebody, and you all have an interest in each other. But listen, it's still the same thing. Whatever you bring to the relationship, that's what it is. Whatever the other person brings, that's what it is. There ain't no mystery in this. So you don't think, well, because we come together, then there can be something better that we create. No. Whatever you are, that's what you create. So it's more important for you to make sure you bring the best to the relationship, which means that you got to become the best before you bring the best. So you focus on yourself to become the best, so that when you you're together with someone, you bring the best contribution to them. A lot of people are defects, not assets. They will devalue you by association. They will destroy your value.
As we reach the end of this video, let's take a moment to reflect on some key insights that really resonate with the heart of marriage and all relationships. Marriage isn't just a commitment between two people. It's a profound partnership that requires a strong foundation, intentionality, and a commitment to growth. When Jesus discussed marriage in Matthew 19, he wasn't just giving an answer about divorce, but was calling us back to the basics of human connection, the original purpose for which marriage was designed. So, let's dive deeper into what it means to build a relationship that not only stands the test of time, but also uplifts and transforms each person involved. First and foremost, remember that any relationship, and especially marriage, starts with the individuals involved. Like ingredients in a recipe, the quality of each individual directly impacts the overall outcome. If we neglect our own growth, our own healing, and our journey to wholeness, we risk carrying unresolved issues and brokenness into the relationship. That's why personal accountability and self-reflection are so critical. Each person has a responsibility to work on themselves before stepping into the unity that marriage represents. Now, Jesus pointed out something powerful when he referred to the Creator's design. Male and female, each created with unique qualities that complement each other. This isn't just about roles, but about balance and the importance of bringing your best self into any relationship. Think of this as preparing yourself to be a complete individual. When each partner takes responsibility for their own growth, they are better able to bring love, stability, and strength to the union. And here's a key takeaway. Don't wait until you're in a relationship to address issues that need healing. If we carry baggage from past hurts, insecurities, or unhealed areas into a marriage, those wounds can affect the entire relationship. We need to clean the slate and become whole ourselves. For many, this means returning to their faith, asking for guidance, and seeking the Creator's wisdom. It's about aligning ourselves with the purpose and plan we were designed for, seeking that holistic healing that can only come from acknowledging our Creator. In marriage, each partner is called to be an asset. What does that mean? It means bringing positivity, support, and value to the relationship. Aim to be someone who uplifts rather than burdens, someone who strengthens rather than drains. Marriage isn't about expecting the other person to complete us. It's about two whole individuals coming together to build something greater than themselves. And this principle goes beyond just marriage. In all relationships, friendships, family, even our work, the way we show up as individuals has a lasting impact. Each relationship we're a part of can be a reflection of how much we've invested in our own growth and healing. So, by prioritizing self-improvement and integrity, we're not just better partners but better friends, family members, and colleagues. As we wrap up, let's revisit that ultimate message from Matthew 19, the idea that a successful union is built on strong individuals. The strength of our relationships is a reflection of the quality of the people within them. We each have a role in shaping the health and vitality of our marriages and relationships. It's not about waiting for the other person to change or blaming external factors. It's about investing in ourselves, prioritizing personal accountability, and building a foundation based on mutual respect and growth. If you're watching this and you're in a marriage, thinking about marriage, or just wanting to strengthen your relationships, take this as a call to action. Invest in your own growth. Seek healing, embrace your journey, and make the choice to become the best version of yourself. Because ultimately, when you're strong, whole, and grounded, you'll naturally contribute to a relationship that is fulfilling, resilient, and built to last. Thank you for tuning in today. If you found this message valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use some encouragement. And don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about personal growth within marriage or relationships? What practices have helped you become a better partner, friend, or individual? Let's keep the conversation going. And remember that every small step we take toward growth makes a lasting difference. Until next time, stay blessed, stay grounded, and keep building strong foundations.